Hi everyone. Today we are going to discuss under this video about famous quotes to become rich under the series of 3 which we have discussed earlier, 2 series regarding this financial freedom of this episode number 5. Dear friends, as we know, everybody in our society and everywhere in the world, we are constantly trying to find out what are the ways and means on the basis of which any human being, any person who is trying to get rich, who is trying to find the place, find the ways, find the means to turn out to be a rich man or turning out to be a millionaire or billionaire under this banner of billionaires world. Dear friends, since there's no limit of poverty, there's no dearth of problems in the society, if somehow we can find out, if somehow we can help others to find something substantive and lead a good life and also help others at the same time helping himself or herself, nothing can be better than this. And precisely on that account, under this billionaires world, I've tried my level best with my team how exactly and what should be the best strategy for all of us, for the entire humanity, so that every one of us finds something good. It's not that I'm going to tell something very special or different from others of the society. Under this video, what I'm trying to say, which everybody in the world in one or other form might be knowing, but today in this video or under this series, I'm trying to highlight, to bring those factors which are accountable or could be conducive for deciding our fortune, leading to the ways of millionaire and turning out to be a rich man from the crisis which we've been facing. I'm not talking who are already rich and have really achieved fortunes, but for those who are not. Difference in this series, we have compiled large number of statements of famous authors and quotations which can be useful if we all of us use and really follow those great authors, great personalities and celebrities who have really made their big contribution for the humanity. If we are able to get some help from them and use in our life, nothing can be better than this. So, are we ready for that? So, let's go to find what exactly is and how best we can really help. Let us see the first thing. It is says from Benjamin Franklin, the very famous, author, writer, celebrity, and almost we all know the name. The famous saying from his thought perceptions is diligence is the mother of good luck. What it refers to, what it tries to say to all of us, exactly in the same way, it tries to say and convey, well, not only persistency, not only the work, not only the hard and constant efforts required for achieving any particular substantive thing, it also requires diligence, patience, and with a proper format, with a proper understanding, with a proper ways to follow. If we follow a proper way and roadmap, and then we keep on pursuing, then also the luck favors for those who try to do like this. Because as you know, Benjamin Franklin is such a big name and such a big author, we must salute. Like we keep a lot of learning, at least person like me, uh, and thousands of people I guess could be. This is my perception and belief. And those who are on the way trying to get something substantive in their life can have a lot of inspirations. So under this quotation, diligence is really the mother of good luck, and good luck comes those who really work something substantive and who really work hard to achieve that. So patience, vision, mission, along with the diligence, are the deciding factors that could be really useful and helpful for all of us. Dear friends, let's take the next quotation which can be beneficial for all of us and useful, and that's about what you do speak so loudly, what you do speak so loudly that I cannot hear what you say. This is something is uh, based on the understanding is like our actions should speak volumes rather than speaking should be voluminous, because actions what we plan, actions what we think in our perceptions psychologically and thinking ways that decidedly can help us to move ahead to decide the fortune. Only talking in volumes will not go to solve the problem. Dear friends, let's have the next quotation, and that is about the greater the greater danger for most of us lies not in setting our aim too high and falling short, but in setting our aim too low and achieving our mark. This is really something very famous. Michelangelo has really tried to come out with this particular statement, and that is so important, that is so deciding, and that is really useful for all of us to follow. Let's repeat this quotation. What is so important? The greater danger for most of us lies not in setting our aim too high and falling short, but in setting our aim too low and achieving our mark. Dear friends, in this particular quotation, we get inspiration that each one of us really should first try to have a big dream, because big dream is a deciding factor, and that is necessarily something which could be useful for all of us, which could be significant for all of us if we follow in the right perspective, if we handle in the right perspective, if we have a great dream, and that great dream in one or other form can pave the way for bigger achievement. But if we really are low in our dream, and on that low dream, how can we expect to build a big castle, big sky touching any tower, unless we have a big foundational dream? So dreaming is something very big that comes first before even we think to dream to start something. So it's very very important. Michelangelo, when the quotation is in this form, I really love even repeating again, the greater danger for most of us really lies if we don't have big dream. So what it says, let's have the first big dream, then we'll see what like should be roadmap, road plan, or life action oriented steps. And our aim may be too high and we are falling short, but in setting our aim too low and achieving our mark will be something not conducive, not really useful for all of us. Let's have the next quotation in this connection, which could be useful to turn out to grow rich, and that's about don't look for the needle in the haystack. I repeat, Jack Bogle says, don't look for the needle in the haystack, just buy the haystack. Wow, such an inspiring quotation is something which we really feel is fantastic, and that's about why are we trying to find out a needle, like in a big space, which is very difficult to find the needle if we really lose or fallen down. What exactly is the suggestion to buy the entire space of that haystack, which we don't need to worry whether the needle has gone really, if we have the entire space where the needle has fallen. So needle has to be found in one other form. But if we keep on searching only needle, it's every possibility that we can lose the needle and may not necessarily find that needle in such a big space. Such a wonderful quotation, really hats off to Jack Bogle. Such an important and marvelous quotation given to the humanity. Dear friends, let's have the next quotation. What we are talking in this series to try to make us rich and grow rich is there is a there is gigantic difference between earning a great deal of money and being rich. And Madeleine Dietrich is talking about it's not that if we only focus of getting rich can be possible based on earning. We may earn thousands and thousands and lakhs of rupees. That's not a great deal of money. What is important is that's not a guarantee to make us rich. What it tries to say is that if you want to become rich, if you wish to turn out to be a millionaire or billionaire, the first step is of course to earn money. And but the earning money is not the solution only. That of course is the first step, but the point is, if are you able to keep the money, or if are you able to save the money out of those earnings, if you are able to multiply the money out of those earnings, if you are able to really invest and get much more dividends, much more yielding factors from the earnings what you have earned. So earning is not the solution. It may be that like you are spending much more what you are getting in your hand. So decidedly what is being said in this quotation is you should focus on how to save money and then multiply many times from that earnings. Then only it will be a deciding factor to really have a good future and fortune. Those who want to see the life, later life, or even present and future for the conducive factor to lead a life of choices. That's only possible when we know the techniques and mechanism and schemes how best we can really have the potential to keep and return money what exactly we have earned. Not like earning and spending is going parallel. There is no reason why we can save the money and we can turn out to be. So we have to balance, we have to focus on keeping and saving the money instead of letting it flow as it's coming and going. Dear friends, this was such a wonderful quotation. It was being said and it was said. Let's have the next very, very important quotation, and that's about Abraham Lincoln. Everybody almost who is really having something knowledge about the world must be knowing this very, very famous name, Abraham Lincoln. And it was said this statement is being quoted from him. What is said, let's find this. Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree. Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I will spend the first four sharpening the axe. Wow, what a quotation is. What it says, what is our goal? Our goal, he says, is to cut down the tree. But, and for that, you have been given an axe, or you got an axe to cut down the tree. Your and our goal is to cut down the tree. But the point is, do we know to cut down the tree, the axe should be very much sharpened. Unless we have, it will take a lot of time to achieve the goal. And what's the goal in this connection? And the goal in this sense is to cut down the tree. So what Abraham Lincoln says, you spend, if I would have been in your place, I could have spent 6 hours. 6 hours. 6 hours you are telling. Out of 6 hours, I could have spent first 4 hours sharpening the axe. Means out of 6 hours, 4 hours I could have spent for sharpening the axe rather than putting 6 hours in cutting down the or chopping down a tree. What it signifies, what does it send a message to us is the process that leads to chopping down a tree is more important than suddenly going to a tree and chop it down. So important thing is whatever we try to do in our life, the important factor is not our goal only to set that of course is important, but how to reach to that goal is also more important. Means that involves process, and the process that should be important, that can lead to your goal to find and accomplish that. Accomplishing the goal is significant, and that can be only achieved according to Abraham Lincoln is about to spend, to focus more on the process. If your process, if our process is good, if we are on the right track, if we are on the right roadmap, that will automatically lead to us the goal what we have set for, what we want to accomplish. That will be very very important. So such a wonderful quotation we got this. And let's have the next quotation, and that's about given by Edmund Burke. If we command our wealth, what it says, if we command our wealth, we shall be rich and free. If we command our wealth, we shall be rich and free. If our wealth, but if our wealth commands us, we are poor indeed. Wow, such a nice statement Edmund Burke has tried to say. What it says, if the money, if the earnings, what we earn, if the earnings dictating us, if the earnings are showing the path how to spend our mission, vision, life, everyday routine work, it means we are under the control of the money, and on that basis there is no reason why we can become rich. So what is important is we cannot be commanded by our wealth, but we need to be rich only when we command our wealth, not the vice versa. If our wealth commands us, nothing can be found out, nothing can be procured, and all really can have big problematic things in that sense. Therefore, dear friends, what is important in this connection is like there should be control over wealth, and we should command our wealth, not the other way around, because rich always turns out to be when rich controls the command over the wealth. And it's like we have to take care and we have to regulate the formalities and the rules and regulations of the money, and we have to command over that. Then only, precisely on that account, Edmund Burke says, then only that will lead to success. And success comes to those who think about how how regulations should be over the money, how the money should be interpreted, handled, and used to make the money work for us, not the other way around. And we should not be the one who should trade time for money, paycheck to paycheck, and that is not something desirable. What like we get the meaning out of this quotation given by Edmund Burke, such a big name. Dear friends, let's follow the next important quotation when it talks about follow your passion. It will lead you to your purpose, and was said by Oprah Winfrey. Such a wonderful quotation given. What it says it's not important to run after money always and then you will become rich. What is important is whatever you have passion of yourself, that is more important. And if you follow the passion what you have, that will lead to your purpose, that will lead to your goal what you have tried to set for, not the other way around. So follow your passion. Everybody has a passion, and passion is something which comes from the heart of anybody. So if heart says something, listen to that, and that is important. If you work on that, if you interpret that, if you use that, what the instruction you are getting from passion, try to follow that. Definitely that will give you constructive result. And then we have wonderful quotation by Lord Cho, and what the quotation is: a journey of 1,000 miles must begin with a single step. Let's repeat this particular statement. What it says: a journey of 1,000 miles must begin with a single step. So this particular quotation reminds us about the significance of a single step first to start with. And unless we start the first step, nothing can be thought about the last step or the thorough process. So it's very important. If you want to start the journey, first stand up and start your first step and start moving on that, come what may, whatever happens. But like if you take the initiative taking is very significant for every one of us. And if we start acting instead of postponing time and again, if we start working on a single step, there is no reason why we cannot move forward. It's very, very significant. So, all of us who want to turn out to be a millionaire and billionaire, let's start now. Let us start today. Let's start just over the idea, over something which we want to get. So, action oriented should be our step rather than talking centric. Difference, let's say, like the next statement, what is being talked about is forget about the fast lane. If you really want to fly, harness your power to your passion, honor your calling. Everybody has one. Trust your heart, and success will come to you. Oprah Winfrey again. This is very, very important quotation. What it says, like everybody is running after to become quickly very rich and quickly turn out to be a millionaire, but in doing so basically remains behind. And this is where we are reminded of forget about running about like big dreams, big things. So let's just start first from the area, from the power of your calling, what you feel is important. First work on that, follow that. And if you follow those things which are able to connect the big dream what you have set for, then definitely it will work for you. Trust my heart, it will bring success to you, because every small thing is connected to accomplish the bigger thing. And if we don't follow that, if we immediately jump to the bigger thing of the dream, then dream never ever is being procured. So what is essentially important is in this point, we have to start, we have to follow the small land first before joining the bigger land. And as we know, we cannot reach sea of the destination. Every drop reaches to the sea only through the connections. So in that way, we also need to focus our on first small things to make it bigger. Dear friends, let's have the next very different quotation given by Will Rogers. Don't wait to buy real estate. Buy real estate and wait. Very, very important quotation. It says, okay, think, don't wait to buy real estate. Buy now if it's available. If you are able to find out real estate, don't wait for that. That right time will come and then we'll think what to do, what not to do. Purchase now, buy now. It will help you tremendously, and that will be most desirable. If you buy now, it will lead you to the greatest success. It will pay you to the greatest success, and dividends will come automatically when you really buy real estate now. Of course, don't buy blindly. Have the calculations, have the homework, and once you have that, then definitely you will also find, you will also get dividends out of that. But you have to have patience for that, and then so that it can get matured and can give you the result. Dear friends, so it's again was good statement. Wealth largely is the result of habit. Another quotation is what it says, John Jacob Astor. The quotation is given by this famous author, big name, what you can say, and is really suitably given. Basically, wealth is not a one day wonder. It's a kind of habit, it's kind of customization. If we keep on doing, if we have the consistency, if we have the persistency, decidedly that leads to the ways of getting wealth. Wealth always comes for those who are spending a disciplined life, who have a roadmap, who wants to know, or who already knows where he or she has to go, what is the way to go, plus what is the goal post where that person needs to go. And for that, until that, you need to have patience, you need to have every habit of it and follow that. If you have constant habit, definitely you will get the result is depending entirely on your habit, discipline, and everyday's consistency. So this is really well said by John Jacob Astor. Let's have the next quotation, and that's about our greatest glory is not in never failing, but in rising every time we fall. Wow, Confucius. It's really great thing what it said. Our greatest glory is not in never failing, but in rising every time we fall. What it says, those persons who think like if they start working on this, if they have big dream, if they start something, some ventures, they will fail. Then what will happen if they fail? Failing is the guarantee of success, because if you do something, then only you fail. If you don't do things, there's no question of failing and rising. So in doing so, if you are failing in the process, that is nothing wrong, that is nothing a matter of shaming. But in rising every time we fall, that is important, because if anybody fails and falls only when anybody tries for it. So every anybody who keeps on trying, definitely the desired result today or tomorrow or sometimes later or years down the line will have the result in one or other form. So most important thing according to Confucius in this statement is our greatest glory is not in never falling or failing, but in rising every time we fail. So dear friends, this is something also we need to practice in our journey to become rich. These quotations what we are discussing are really crucial for all of us. Let's have the next quotation, and that's about buying real estate is not only the best way, the quickest way, the safest way, but the only way to become wealthy. My God, what it says, buying real estate is not only the best way. Buying real estate is not only the best way, it is the quickest way, the safest way, but the only way to become wealthy. Marshall Field. Marshall Field, such a wonderful quotation has been said by Marshall Field. It's beyond imagination. It says it's like real estate which gives you guarantee, at least even if you lose, you will have principal amount to a far extent. But with the pass of time, it really gives you lot of advantages if you buy the real estate. And that is the quickest way to become rich. And this is also the safest way. And but the only way to become wealthy as soon as possible. Let's have the next point, next quotation rather, and that is passion is the genius. Passion is the genesis of genius. We had discussed about like passion, the role, and situations how it's useful. So let's have the next quotation, and that's about do what you love. When you love your work, you become the best worker in the world. Yuri Geller. What it says, do what you love. Do what you love. When you love your work, you become the best worker in the world. So it says to follow the passion indirectly, to follow the call what your heart says. Listen to the call what your heart is telling to you. And if you follow what you are loving, that love will bring success to you, and that success will convert into the goal what you have set for achieving financial freedom. Dear friends, let's have the next quotation given by Thomas Edison. We all know the famous name all over the world, and we should remember that good fortune often happens when opportunity meets with preparation. So, what it says, your preparation is very important for getting anything. If you want to get anything, you must be prepared. You must be preparing for that. You must be working on that. Then only it will be useful for you to get the desired result. Thomas Edison says, and that the such a big personality. Then we have the next quotation given by Albert Einstein. If you want to live a happy life, tie it to a goal. If you want to live a happy life, tie it to a goal, not to people or other things. This is a very important thing. He says you must have a specific goal, and your goal must have a time, must have a date. debt with destiny. That is very, very important. If you want to live a happy life, then it's very, very important you tie it to a goal, and that goal will lead to you the success if you keep on practicing on that basis, and that is desirable. Well said quotation. Let's have the next one. The way to achieve your own success is to be willing to help somebody else get it first. A very, very important quotation, what you can say, Laila Van Jant is very, very good quotation, that if you wish to achieve something, then help others to get it done fast. Let's have the next quotation. All you need is the plan, the roadmap, and the courage to press on to your destination. All Nightingale is very well said. We need to follow that. That's very, very important. All you need is the plan, the roadmap, the courage to press on to your destination. The point is, are we following all about? And that is so important for the financial freedom. Dear friends, let's conclude. If we follow all these quotations right now, what we discuss, what I explained in this particular video of the series, it will be very, very useful anybody who wants to chase the dream to turn out to be financially free and turning out to be a millionaire or billionaire, and that will be quite useful, and that is so significant. Thank you very much, all of you dear, all of you my friends, for watching this particular video with your patience. And do share, like, subscribe video if it really helped you a lot in connecting to your goal, what you have set for. And do share with your friends and relatives who can also get advantage of it. Thank you very much.